Good morning, everybody. Today is on the 12th of May. It's on a Monday, fresh new week. What we were looking for on Friday was potential buys above the 33.30, and sales below that, it's 277. Now, if you look at it that way, you see we had a break above over here, and it was a very good entry to enter, but then the market didn't really go, and the market closed at this point. And then you see we opened with a gap. So Friday the market closed over here. Opening of the Monday was over here, and this is pretty nice because now this gives us some other things to look at. It's still very valid for you to continue pushing the sales over here. Should we break now below this wick? But let's see. So basically Friday's order didn't really go as much as planned. And yeah, let's see what we have in terms of fundamentals. Today we have nothing alarming. Tomorrow though, we have the CPI, and I'm gonna be doing it live. Wednesday, AUD will be having the wage price index. On Thursday, employment and unemployment change and rates on the AUD. Then we have the GDP on GBP. We're going to be having the PPIs coming up on Thursday. That's going to be, of course, moving the dollar. And then we'll be having the Fed chair. Jerome Powell will be speaking on Thursday as well. Friday, we'll close with the prelim UOM, consumer sentiments and inflation expectations. All right. So you have three very powerful days on the dollar in terms of fundamental: Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Let's see how those gonna be behaving. All right, so now we're gonna remove everything over here and then do a fresh new analysis based on where the market is currently. And yeah, let's see what's the action that the market seems to be taking. So previous month's candle high, previous month's candle low still remain to be at the unbroken support and resistance. And by previous, I'm talking about the April candle. Yeah, in May right now. Yeah. Weekly, we have this as the low on the weekly over here, and now we have a new high when it comes to the weekly. We have a new high over here. I'm marking where the wick is because I know when I go down, it's gonna be the body. You see, yeah, yep. All right, so there we go. This seems also to be just the daily highs. Low again, the H4, that's where we're gonna be. Let's see what do you see what I'm seeing? We have the high over here on 4 hours. We have the low. Let me see on 1 hour. How does it look? Yes, we have here as the low and also as the high over here. All right. I know we have a gap over here. I'm not really ignoring it, but I'm seeing something good happening. Let's see. Because we're in 30 minutes right now. So that's basically the end where I'm going to be getting. So what I want to do is sales below this week, buys above that week over here. The most probable thing I know will happen, the problem is you don't know when it will happen, is they will have to have a gap fill, of course. But the problem is you don't know when it's gonna be filled. So, yep, 32, from 30 to 90, or we're gonna do 91. I'll tell you the problem with the gaps is that you know definitely that this gap is going to be filled, but you don't know what time it's going to be filled. So that is where we are. All right. Definitely, we know it's going to be filled, but you don't know when. It can be filled immediately. It can be filled tomorrow. It can be filled next week, next month, next year. Yeah, that's the problem. The best thing you can do is to be ready for it. Once it cracks, you be on it like nobody's business, because these are some of the greatest targets that we're looking at. Should we have the buyer's pressure? We're gonna push all the way up to that point. Let me do potential sells below this point, below 32.58, the 32.58 area over here. And where do we expect to go to? Gonna be going down to that point and to the short position over there. Pull it a bit to side just to make it more visible, conspicuous if you want. Yeah, I just had to pull that. I needed to pull that so that at least you can get to the point where all right, so this is what we're going to be looking at. Let me go back to 1 hour and see. This is the 1 hour view. We're looking for buys above that 32.91. This will be, of course, good because it's also a gap fill. So this is the first take profit where this line is, because definitely when there's a gap fill, it taps up to where it's just filling the gap and that's it. All right. Should we have more pressures to continue? We're going to go all the way to that point. But on the other side, if you're doing sales, we want to see a break below this wick over here and then continuation to the downside. All right. Let's keep an eye on that. Let's see how the market behaves. Remember, again, like I said, gap fill is imminent. It's going to be filled. But the problem is the timings. You don't know when it's gonna be filled. It's gonna be filled. It's gonna be filled in the next 30 minutes, in the next 1 hour, the whole day, probably tomorrow, next week, month. Yeah, that's the problem with the gut feel. But the thing is, what you're so sure about is that it has to be filled. There's no void in the market. So the market has to be filled at the end of the day. Yep. So this gap has to be filled, but you don't know when. So keep an eye on that. Potentially you could have some very nice buy stops over here. Yeah, just to safeguard yourself. All right, guys, have a good one. Take care and see you tomorrow. We have a CPI live trading. I'm gonna be sharing the link as well. Let's meet up over there and let's do this. All right. Take care and have a good one. Trade what you see, not what you think. Bye bye.